Hi, I'm Adele Michael. I am welcoming you to Accessing Wholeness with my friend and colleague, Suzanne Lynch. And just to introduce you to me a little bit, I am an abundance activator. And what that means is I work with women who work, and tell me a woman who doesn't work, either inside the home, outside the home, or both. And what I do is I help them move into their more expanded experience of abundance, flow, ease, and fulfillment. And Suzanne, introduce yourself.
Okay. And I'm Suzanne Lynch, and my website is Suzanne Lynch Wellness. And what I do is I think I basically help people learn how to love and take care of themselves better. Is like the baseline of what I do. But I offer a yoga membership, and I have a year-long program, and we work with habits. So eating, sleeping, moving, all the things that, humans need to do to take care of themselves that can often be really hard, actually, in this day and age. So that is what I do. And Adele and I have known each other for some years, and I'm thrilled that she asked me to be like a co-host with this, Accessing Wholeness.
I do want to say this, that Suzanne, I've been in Suzanne's year-long program for 3 years now, and I am in the shape I'm in, which is a good shape because of that. So it's been good. And Suzanne has a depth of knowledge and long study of meditation and yoga, and she does the wellness habits. And I have a long history and experience with creating healing circles and being a part of healing circles. And so that's what we're going to do today.
Mm-hmm.
So Suzanne, tell us why we're doing this.
Okay, well, this all arose out of, Adele and I talking, and we're in these times that are so challenging. And in talking to, my friends and my clients and seeing in myself, we all need to, I feel like we have to look where our awareness is being taken. Okay, so I, feel often you're hijacked by your phone into these dire scenarios, right? And so it's really, really important for us to take time to remember. I love this name, Accessing Wholeness, because the wholeness is always present, even in the greatest challenges. But it's not always easy to remember that or see that. So that was the reason we wanted to, put this out there, and thought maybe perhaps people would like to engage that, especially during this time as we are approaching an election. We're in a pandemic. We have, there's a climate crisis. There's so many, it's like what's happening is unsustainable on many levels. And so we wanted to help people bring the power of our thought and our intention and our mindset to a place that could add healing to the world. I mean, does that kind of explain it, Adele?
Yes, it really does. Yeah, and one reason I wanted to do this with you is because of your depth of experience with meditation, and because I know when I do the meditation groups with you in the yoga class, in the yoga series,
right,
I can go to a deeper depth because you're going to a deeper depth.
Right, that's true. And we can all, and I've learned that from, years of going to retreats where people could go far deeper than I, that there's a way that we can access this deep sense of wholeness. And then when we go back to our regular lives, that wholeness begins to permeate life.
Yes.
So it's really profound. And I think it's not talked about that much sometimes in the mainstream culture. So, but I feel like right now, people are in a state, there's a lot of anxiety, and it, in one way, that makes you more willing to try something new. So that might be helpful, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm so glad you're here. And I'm so glad you're here. I want to talk just a little bit about the research about these kinds of circles. We know in the Bible that it said, Jesus said, when 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there. So whether you're a Christian or not, what that says is that when 2 or more people gather with a focused intention for positive change, the force is with us. And my experience in a circle like this, which I used to do monthly, and then more frequently with a smaller or a large group monthly, and with a smaller group more often, was that we could put someone in the circle, and they would have someone with an illness, and they would have positive changes. It didn't mean that someone with cancer necessarily recovered, but they had an easier transition to death, if that's what was happening. We did have experience with 3 children who all had cancer, one of whom the medical treatments had stopped working. All were in medical care. But this was an addition of holding those children in the healing circle, and each one of them went into remission. So, you can read studies. The Power of 8 by Lynn McTaggart is a book about that.
Right.
Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about that a lot. You may have heard about transcendental meditation. A group of meditators meditated in Washington, D.C., and the crime rate went down, and
Right.
and it also affects economies in a positive way. So whenever you do this, it causes change. And so that's another reason I wanted to do it, was to give us a sense of agency, because the world is chaotic, but what can we do? We can get coherent and aligned with wholeness and with the future we want to create. And that's one of the things we're doing here. So you cannot do it wrong. You do not have to be in real time with us to do this. So if you're watching this later, please take the 10 minutes and do it, because there's no time on, in the imaginal realm, which is where we're going. So how we're going to do this is we're going to close our eyes. In just a minute, I'm going to ask you to imagine that you're holding hands in a circle. And if there are people you want in the circle, bring them in. So we're holding hands in a circle. We're going to infuse light into each one of us, and then we're going to boost that light within us, and then send it out our right hand to the left hand of the person that whose hand we're holding. And we're going to imagine it going around the circle. So we create a circle of light. And then we're going to put our intention for the week, which is a safe, fair, and peaceful U.S. election in November 2020. We're going to put that intention in the circle. And if there's anyone that you are concerned about, maybe they have a health challenge, or they don't have a job, or they don't have a place to live, you can put them in the circle as well. And the circle of light will bring everyone up. So we'll do that for 10 minutes. I think another benefit of doing this is that because you're flowing the light, you get the light. So you will be lifted up too.
Right. So there's a benefit for the people within the circle and for all of us who are surrounding them. And so, Adele, during this 10 minutes, we're visualizing this circle.
We're visualizing the circle and our intention in the middle of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to put our intention for a safe, fair, and peaceful U.S. election in November 2020 in the circle, and anyone that you're concerned about.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you'll visualize it. If you're not a visualizer, some people aren't, you'll sense it. and just have a good time. Just enjoy being focused on something positive. So if you're, see people going to the polls and not having to wait very long and getting their votes done or getting their absentee ballots in, whatever you want, you can make it up. If there's someone you're concerned about, seeing them whole and well, or employed or whatever it is. And that's what we'll do. And then Suzanne's going to time us. And then she's going to bring us out with a beautiful blessing. So, and then we'll do a share. And so that's what we're going to do. Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Right. So close your eyes.
I'll start the timer.
And take a nice deep breath. And as you exhale, just allow yourself to come into your body. Come into the seat that you're sitting on, feeling your sit bones on the chair and your back being supported, your feet on the ground if they're on the ground. Allowing yourself to connect to Mother Earth. And now from above you, a beautiful light descends down through the top of your head, and like a beautiful liquid just begins to caress each and every cell of your body, all your muscles, bones, tendons, organs. And you feel it come into your head, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your hands, down your torso, down into your hips, down into your legs, into your feet. And it's so radiant and it's so beautiful that it begins radiating out into the energy bubble, the biosphere around you, which is about an arm's length away from you in all directions. And now this light is so radiant, and you are holding hands with others in the circle. And you can imagine them here. You can imagine Suzanne and me and anyone else you'd like to put in the circle with you. And the light from your body goes out your right hand into the left hand of the person next to you. And it begins traveling around the circle, creating a circle of light. And as this circle begins to move, it begins to get more and more radiant. So everyone is vibrating at a higher, more joyous frequency. And now we're putting our focused intention into the middle of the circle, and that is for a safe, fair, and peaceful U.S. election in November 2020. And if there's anyone who is in need that you are aware of that you would like to place in the circle as well, do that now. And now we're going to be quiet until the timer goes off so that we can visualize, sense, imagine, have an adventure with this in our imagination as we focus on these intentions. Begin now.
Excellent. And now you can keep your eyes closed as I read this blessing. Breathe in a blessing on the skies above your head and your visions of creativity, goals, desires, and your future. Release your breath on an exhale of gratitude. Breathe in a blessing on the ground beneath your feet and all of the creatures, seen and unseen, who form your local community. Release your breath on an exhale of gratitude. Breathe in a blessing on your physical body and release your breath on an exhale of gratitude. And you may silently say the words, thank you. So you can open your eyes.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, how was that for you, Suzanne?
Well, it was good. I feel like it was an opportunity to hold that intention, the safe, fair, peaceful election in the center of the circle and really let the light surround that. And I realized when I did that I actually had a lot of anxiety about that. Mm-hmm. So what I ended up doing is letting the light surround that intention rather than gripping it and saying, no, it has to be this way.
Right.
So I just let it be surrounded. And I kind of felt like there was, like what I was feeling is like the flow of like millions of people voting. So that was kind of cool. And I held some friends in the circle, and I just felt like that light and that wholeness was really supporting them and permeating them. So that was good.
It's such a great point not to grasp or try to make it the way you want it to, but to hold it gently and know that energies and the divine or the quantum field, it's all being taken care of.
Right. That was the interesting thing.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. And so, and as we put our positive intention on it, we are contributing to what wants to happen and saying, and please have it be this way. Right. So it's the balance of intention and offering it up to something greater. Yeah, I saw the election, the polls and absentee ballots, all going really, really smoothly, and that whatever's going to happen. What I started seeing, and I couldn't tell when it was, but I saw communities of people creating really very sustainable agriculture, sustainable society, sustainable education. And I don't know when all that is going to happen. I know it's going to happen. I just don't know when. So my vision kind of went deeper into the future, which is good because, I don't want to worry about the future. I want to see it in a positive light because that will contribute to the positivity. And I put a friend in the circle who needs some help. And I saw her, she's kind of in this transition stage, and I saw her settling into a place that would be really, really good for her. So that was nice. That feels like a contribution. So, well, we would like to invite you to share in the comments below what you noticed. And if you have any suggestions or questions or suggestions for future intentions, we will be back here next Monday, the 26th at 11 a.m. Eastern. Yep. And so thank you for coming. And Suzanne, thank you for coming.
Oh, thank you I love that image of the light coming down to the body. So that was really felt very healing for me too, Adele. So
Good. Good.
yeah,
Well, we are light. We are light. And so enhancing the light is a happy thing.
right.
So
That's
yeah.
great. So good.
Yeah.
All right.
So
So
we'll
I
see you
will
next.
be here next week too.
Yes.
All
Thank
right.
you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Adele. Bye bye.